Hello. This is a bit of a test stream. As you can see my screen. You can. Oh, look, it's Cronio. And also you can see me. Hello. So, I want to be testing out my sort of stream layout, and to do that, I'm just gonna. This is a test stream, basically, because tomorrow's got a Nintendo Direct. We've got a Pokemon Presents next week. I kind of want to do both. So hopefully the stream's all right. Don't ask me why Madonna's in my recommended. I don't know why either. I've been listening to a bunch of music, but not Madonna music. So maybe it's saying Cronio's story is preaching too much, because that's kind of the video that I've got here. So I decided to avoid copyright issues for this stream, because there might be copyright issues in future streams if I do something like this. Hello, Trashink. To sort of minimize any impact, I might as well just play one of my videos so you guys can yeah, so you guys can see. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see if it works. And also, you're gonna be my guinea pigs. If I'll be taking notes to see how volume is working here. I'm just trying to see what works, what doesn't. So, you tell me if something's too loud or too quiet, okay? Can you hear the video I'm playing? And is it too loud? I am directly asking chat. So you cannot hear it. Okay. So if you cannot... Hold on, what? No. If you cannot hear the video, it's silent. Okay. Right. Why is that then? Uh... Hmm. I think the question might be, I may have to have, at least right now, I might have to make the speakers here my yeah, my Mac. Hold on. Let's see if we can hear it now. Any difference? I'm not 100% sure if there will be. Any difference at all? Come on, chat. I am asking for help, just so. Well, as you can tell by the title, yeah, you still no difference. Okay. Right. I may have to unplug my headphones. Right. Going no headphones. So okay, we're gonna play it again and see like, can you hear it basically?
To Barkley, also known as the Pokemon Professor. He gives the usual speech about how the world is inhabited by Pokemon while sending out his destiny, and states that he studies the potential in Pokemon. He also announces the trainer startup program is officially open as soon as he gets back to his lab. Taylor proceeds to tease that maybe a budding trainer could defeat the champion, an older lady.
Right. Were you able? Yeah, you can hear it now. Was that too loud? Was that too loud? I can talk over it.
Champion of the Cronia region.
And is this too loud?
She looks forward to meeting any challengers that sign on this season. After that, Taylor announces that the new season of the Cronia League has now begun. So you leave your home. But
is it too loud? Can you hear me more than you can hear this?
You're actually the first to arrive. Barkley greets you before his daughter, Heather, enters behind you. She seems not to be in a good mood, especially towards her father. Heather will be your rival. Because you arrived first, you get first pick. Your choices are Buttercup, Flamoo, and Platycroot. Before you even have a chance to think, I would assume
it's also in sync.
You and Heather are shocked by this. Heather complains about it to Barkley.
You can hear me more.
To you and responds, "You didn't expect to have to pay, did you? What do you think this is? Professor Barkley's free Pokemon giveaway? You can't expect to get things for free, you know." You then
also, this is totally what we're seeing next week in the Pokemon Presents. Totally.
You, the player, have to pay the
right.
Or get out of Professor Barkley's sight. Let's go over what happens. End up paying. Once the transaction happens,
hold on. Okay, I am still a little anxious about.
She says that she's sorry if you heard any of that.
Right.
Her dad can be very annoying. She then challenges.
Is this too quiet?
There is no prize money either way for this one, but future battles won't be so kind. After the battle, whatever the outcome, Heather vows to try and be strong enough to take down the Pokemon League, and not to take it personally.
If it's too quiet, let me know. And
she's in shock, not mad at you, but surprised that they cost
so
much when they used to be free in her day. She sends you money to make up for the cost, which also doesn't punish players for using a premium starter. Just before you start going on your own adventure, a strange woman confronts you. She introduces herself as Brooke. She noticed that there was a fee for the trainer starter program, and felt it was gatekeeping those not lucky enough to afford it. She asks you if you think it's fair, and you respond with no, mainly due to how your mother had mentioned earlier it being free when she was young. Brooke agrees with you and gives you her.
So yeah, is this too quiet, everyone?
As a recurring character who will serve as an ally to the player throughout the game. This is also made clear if you chose not to pay Barkley. He says that you've wasted your time and asks you to leave. Once you leave the lab, this is when you would meet Brooke. Again, she notices that there's a fee and actually has prepared for a scenario where a trainer can't or won't pay. Heather storms out and starts apologizing like she would have if he paid, but then pauses and asks who Brooke is. She'd formally...
It's quiet, yeah, but is it too quiet? Is the question. Like, can you still hear it?
So wondered if she could have one too. Brooke agrees, but tells Heather she should wait since the player got here first. Heather agrees. Brooke apologizes in advance that these choices aren't glamorous. This is because these starters are, by definition, bootleg. As a result, although they form a perfect type triangle, offensively and defensively, they have differences in their type, evolution method, and number of stages.
Okay, you can hear it. I might tweak these a little bit when we're actually in the direct proper. The reason why is because, like, obviously, I think I kind of do want to, like, have I kind of want to get around, like, YouTube's content ID system, because, like, I'm reacting to, like, an official Nintendo video. So if I want to be able to, like, monetize stuff, then yeah. Okay, so I'm just changing my display name. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be streaming too much longer today. But I will be streaming the direct tomorrow. Hopefully with this setup, hopefully nothing bad will happen as a result. If any big announcements happen, it would be easy just to, like, take my main sort of direct reaction, which will be live, which will immediately get attention, and then clip it, or like get the clips I would want as individual reactions and upload those as well. And same thing with next week's Pokemon Presents. I think I'm going to be doing that. But yeah. I'm looking at the view count and more people seem to have arrived. So hello if you've arrived. So I'm just going to continue playing lists. If anyone else wants to chime in, if you think it's too quiet, then feel free to say.
Your mother calls and is shocked to find out the price of the trainer startup program. This time you tell her what happened, and she seems fine with it, since she knows who Brooke is.
I like Marnie's theme.
I haven't mentioned what Heather's team will be yet, as I'll go over her full team in your final battle in the main story. Now you get to explore Gosford. You'll be able to shop for items and maybe even get some special items like the Amulet Coin or Soothe Bell if you're lucky. When you head towards the north exit, you stumble upon a protest. Think the scene in Black and White in a Cumula town, where Ghetsis is preaching to liberate Pokemon. Except remove him, Team Plasma, and the liberating Pokemon bit. This time, there's a guy named Douglas instead, preaching about the fair treatment of all trainers, not just the financially better off ones. Essentially,
I guess I could just turn this into a sort of director's commentary thing. Just so you can get the feel for, like, this setup.
Douglas does so, but not before telling the crowd to remember his...
Yeah, I did quite like the Douglas storyline. It wasn't originally going to be the way it was. It was a plan B, because I was originally going to try and do something else. But honestly, I think it just works better the way it is this way.
The gym battles won't be mentioned here, not just due to the lack of order, but all of I explained those in the gym leader video if you want to check it out.
I really do like how that video turned out, though. So, but yeah, is everyone's okay with the way this setup is, right?
So you tackle whichever your first gym is, in
I-
whichever town you're needing to
Can
go.
someone other than I appreciate your input, Chill Bill. But I'm wanting to see if anyone else is saying anything as well.
They are Team Sparkle, the villainous team of the Coronia region. Their whole deal is trafficking shiny Pokemon. You can actually already see them handle a shiny expert and a shiny Hedgehog. They are seen with an admin for Team Sparkle named Stuart, who spots the pair of you and immediately panics. He sends some of the grunts to deal with you two. You, the player, fight two back to back, as does Heather. Once they're
Come on,
defeated,
Discord.
Stuart is nowhere to be seen. Brooke arrives and she was tipped off about the people trafficking Pokemon around this area. She knows that shiny Pokemon in particular are worth a lot more in the black market, which makes Team Sparkle even more despicable. Brooke then heals your Pokemon as well as Heather's. Reinforcements then come and
Come on, why is Discord being so slow? Okay, so that's why I was... Yeah, so I should have really advertised the stream on my Discord so I could get a larger sample. So I've done that now. So like, yeah. Just waiting to see if other people join the stream. Like if it's a few minutes and like no one joins, I'll just... Hello, Oni boy. Yeah. Hopefully more people join as well. So well, it's not like it's a low key stream. I'm not going to be streaming for too long. Oh, you've seen enough. Okay. Okay, right. It would have been, yeah. Haven't caught me stream in a long while, Only. Well, I'm not going to be streaming for much longer today. It's mostly for a test. Testing for streaming for like directs and stuff. So tomorrow we've got a direct. So tomorrow I'm going to be streaming it with this setup. So I'm going to press play on the video you can see just to see if you can hear it well. Yeah, pretty much. Any feedback's welcome.
once they're defeated, Brooke says she'll stay behind and deal with the others, while you and Heather try and find the admin.
Oh my god, Brooke is so cool.
Luckily, Stuart isn't very far away. He's actually cowering away in fear, almost in plain sight. Once you approach, he battles you with his team of Princess and Bidoof.
I love the way I said Bidoof.
As he is a pushover. Brooke arrives after and says she can take it from here. You and Heather can then go off your separate ways to train for the next gym. Once you've defeated the second gym, you actually bump into Douglas. He greets you and gives you the time of day. He explains himself. He's not just someone that believes he specifically deserves the right to be a gym leader. He just wishes people like him, those who aren't as well off in the region,
Douglas's storyline is great. Love it.
Comes across as nice and humble.
So Oni boy, do you have any feedback?
He notes how he's heard of you since he's good friends with Brooke, who told him about your encounter with
Some others have given feedback,
skillfully dealt with them alongside Heather. He also admits he's here
but do you have any feedback right now?
Chairman Taylor seems to be discussing something sketchy with someone on the board of directors. You decide to listen in, and Taylor mentions how he has a rendezvous with someone called Alexi to discuss why Stuart is taking so long. Before he leaves, you're both in shock at this revelation. The league has criminal connections.
Oh yeah, I've got new glasses, by the way. It is a bit quiet. I don't want it like too loud. I'll try and make it a little louder.
They arrived to receive orders and referred to her by name, Morven. You and Douglas have to face
The reason why I don't want it too loud is so that if I speak often enough, then Content ID will bite me in the butt.
Upon defeat, she leaves quietly. Douglas says he'll update Brooke on this and thanks you for your impact.
And I've got new glasses, by the way.
You move on to your gym challenge.
Yeah,
Once you defeat the gym
finally,
which
they're not squint.
face Big in Bloomberg, Charlotte and Bayhaven and Pike and Aberlachy, whichever town you just faced your third gym leader in is the one who will find the governess of the region, Sterling, accompanied by champion Miriam, addressing recent rumors and controversies, such as bootleg starters combating the trainer starter program, and even the rise in power that Team Sparkle might have, with having criminal connections to the league. Heather joins you, initially wanting to battle, but sees the same thing you are. A peaceful protest begins. No violence, no damage, just
I hope it's not too quiet now.
very strict reaction from the police ensues, including some engaging in a double battle between you and Heather. The police sheriff, Rory, decides to battle you both as well.
I'm just wondering if it is transformative enough right now. I'm not too concerned, but I mean, hopefully I can monetize anything I can get out of this direct. Yeah, like hopefully I can monetize anything I can get out of these directs, and yeah. And well, hopefully they do well. Hopefully the videos actually do well. Full stop. And then if they can be monetized, they can be monetized. I mean, it's not just like easy react content from it. No, I genuinely want to capture my reaction to these things and get the genuine surprise, get the hype going through, and if people like that content, they can watch it. Like that's why I make. No, some people do mirror flip video thing. As you can see, I am literally just sharing my screen. I tried getting OBS to work, but I wasn't sure how to do it. So maybe in future I could use OBS for streaming. We'll see. I mean, I do want to keep improving my content, and I think as you can see, like with this video, my content's improved a lot. I've used everything I learned within 2023 to basically make this mammoth of a video, and I really I'm really proud of it. But I'm hoping to both stream more and also improve the way my streams look, because let's be real, using StreamYard for free, not using premium, doesn't look the best, and I do want to improve that, because you know what, you guys deserve better, so I'm gonna do better. That's the goal. At least my audio should be fine streaming wise, because I've got my Yeti microphone, and it's improved my audio and my videos generally. But yeah, am I just going to react to it as it plays, or am I going to go back and do longer talks about each possible topic that's shown? I mean, I'm going to react to it live, and then I'm also going to discuss it a bit more after the direct, because it's going to be a case of want to keep that live reaction. But then also, I'm not just gonna be farming content, So yeah, because I'm gonna pause this because I'm wanting to concentrate on what I say, because it's gonna be because obviously I feel because chat might be watching along with me, I don't want to be too disruptive to the announcements. But if people want to see me react, they can see me react. And then also, but I do genuinely want to go, okay, I'm hyped about this. I want to talk about why I'm excited. Because there's the gut reaction, and then there's the yeah. that because I also for like the streams, I'm not going to be streaming like as soon as it starts. No, obviously there'd be time for get people there, but also to have discussion. I think because it's a partner showcase direct, and it's like because it's a direct that's like less than a half an hour long, I'm probably not gonna be there that much before, like maybe 15 minutes tops, to get everyone here, get everyone excited, and then depending on how much hype and stuff there is to talk about, that's how long I'll spend after. So I might be streaming for an hour tomorrow. I don't know how long the Pokemon Presents is going to be. I don't know if they've announced that. Personally, if you're watching a reaction, it's because you enjoy the input, not people that just watch it direct. I'm not just going to be like, oh, like I'm not like if I'm excited for something, I'll say it. If I'm not, I'm not. And it's like, usually I think the appeal for reaction content is more so like seeing the reaction itself, and if people aren't putting the reaction in, it's because they're a content farm. Like I remember there was a big controversy back in like 2016 YouTube, because I've been around YouTube for a while, and like there's a big controversy around that time about like a content creator called Jinx, and Jax Films had a feud with him, and now there's another Jax Films feud with a streamer, and it's like people aren't necessarily saying history's repeating itself, even though I think it is. But yeah, saying I would stress about interrupting chat. They would want to see me to yeah, I know they'd want to see me too, but like yeah, I mean once the stream is done, I'll take I'll download the entire video file from YouTube, and then just uh basically cut down to my like main reacting bits, and so that if people want to see more so my specific reaction on a specific topic, because let's be real, people are gonna be sleeping when I'm reacting to Pokemon Sleep. Like, I tried Pokemon Sleep, by the way, didn't really work out for me. It wasn't my thing. Like, I would appreciate it if it worked. It didn't work, so that was my problem. Am I going to chop it into shorts? I might. I'm definitely going to chop it into like videos. I'll probably chop it into shorts because YouTube algorithm as well. But like, um, you know, uh, we'll see. We'll see what I do. My priority would be like main YouTube videos, because like I prefer making those, and it would be a lot easier. Shorts would take more editing time for uh like the only way I would make more profit on a short compared to their respective main long form video counterpart, or I say long form video, shorter form video counterpart, is if like either like I mean a combination of if the longer form video isn't that long, and if the short just blew up. And it's like to me, like YouTube feels more rewarding when like, and I know I'm just talking about money, 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 but like it's not just that. I do just prefer as a medium longer videos than shorts. I mean I do like I don't like making sure. Like one time I live streamed, like I think I live streamed last month, multiple times, because one week I just really did not want to put out a short, because I really don't like making them, even though they're not that hard to make. Yeah, I mean it would also lead to my longer content. Yeah, shorts can be a good promotional tool. I just need to like do that well. But like I'm not saying I'm not going to turn these into shorts, obviously. Like and plus like if I've got like an interesting reaction to whatever happened, because like let's be real, with Pokemon Presents, they're always going to announce like a main series game for later that year. And let's be real, that's the thing I'm going to react the biggest to. Like, oh, they're going to make I don't know, season 2 of Pokemon Concierge or something, like, okay, I've not watched that, so like I'm not gonna have that big a reaction to that. Or like Pokemon, or like Nintendo's partner showcase, I'm gonna have a lot bigger reaction if they make a new like Metroid game, or like we'll be like, ooh, a new Fire Emblem game, or like or like Mario game, like the stuff I actually play, like the IPs I actually play. But the thing is, because it's a partner showcase, it's mostly going to be like third party stuff. But like, could be third party stuff. I'm like, oh, actually, I'll have a bit of that. So yeah, I'd probably use it to promote a full video, and yeah, well, I also like I will also admit, like, I don't know how long these will take, but like, and it's definitely not going to be my Saturday. I don't know what video is going to come out this Saturday, actually. I did get Mario Wonder, Gibster. I'll finish my point before I'll answer that. Yeah, I don't know what video is going to come out this Saturday. It'll probably be a short, because I've not got anything prepared. I am working on stuff, but like the contest winners, that's taking longer than I thought. The next thing I was going to release anyway, it's not finished yet. It could be, I could finish the script this week, but like I would have to like work on it pretty quickly to like squeeze it out for early March. And then I could get another thing done if I choose to not get something else done, but I kind of do want to get another art piece done for another video I could start working on right now. I don't know. But also like the next video I was intending to do for Chronio, that something I was wanting to add in it, I've decided not to do because it would work as its own video, and I'm actually kind of excited to like branch out to other like Pokemon content, like theory style content. But yeah, I have played Mario Wonder. I've beaten it. I've not 100%ed it because I didn't realize the post game content existed. I might go back to that. I've not played Mario versus Donkey Kong. I played one of the Mario versus Donkey Kongs for the DS, but it wasn't for me. I don't think that series is for me. I am planning to get the new Princess Peach game. It honestly looks like my kind of game. And I like it when Mario does spin-offs with characters it doesn't usually do spin-offs for. Like I got Captain Toad for the Wii U. I've really enjoyed it. I've not gotten it for the Switch, and I really should have, because it underperformed on Switch, and it's a shame because I really liked Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. But like, I should play it again actually, but I only have the Wii U version, so. I've also not got the Mario RPG remake. I didn't get that because I was. What was my reason for not getting it? I mean, I could still get it, but like, you know. I know there's a new Mario vs Donkey Kong on the Switch. I don't know. I just don't think the series is for me. It depends on if the actual content is blur, you can share more of your personality because people won't mind as much. Yeah, like with shorts, like condensing things down. Yeah. Looking forward to playing the Princess Peach game with your daughter. She likes Peach. Oh, nice. Um, I get the feeling that my nephew would, if I were to get him a Mario game, because I don't know why he's like very much he doesn't like the girl characters. He's only 6, but like he doesn't like the girl characters. But who knows? Who knows? Because like maybe his love of Mario would overtake, and it's like, well, if you can only play as Princess Peach, maybe it'll change his opinion on her, you know. But yeah, I really like the look of not Super Princess Peach. That game doesn't look that great, but like Princess Peach Showtime, like I really like the look of that. I want to get it next month. To be fair, yeah, it's just child behavior. Hopefully he grows out of it, because like, you know, some people don't, and we don't like those people. Yeah. Did I have that mindset? I probably did have that mindset when I was younger, and I've grown out of it, so like that's fine. Now it's just like, well, sometimes the girl characters are like better because like they've got cute designs. The boy characters like the thing is, the first time I played as the female character option in Pokemon was Sword and Shield, because like I know you can customize your outfit. I never really go for customization. I don't know why. It's just I'm more focused on actually like playing the game. But like Victor's default design's quite boring, but Gloria's isn't. So there you go. And when I play through like Pokemon Crystal, you don't. It's like playing through an 8-bit Pokemon game as a female character is a luxury. So I don't see anyone ever playing as like the male character in that. Pretty normal, yeah. Your daughter really likes demons because of Raven from Teen Titans. Do you know what? Demons are cool. It's funny because whenever I play Mario Kart, it's either Dry Bones or Peach. I play as Link because I like looking at Link. That's why it's weird because like my nephew, when we were playing Mario Kart together, I picked Link and he's like, no, don't pick him. Only pick one of the good guy characters. And I'm like, he is a good guy character. He literally saves the world in his games. He's like, oh no, but because he doesn't know who Link is because he's not played Zelda. He's only ever played like Mario games and Minecraft and stuff. Hopefully she doesn't dive too far into that. You can dive deep into demonology safely. It's like it's fine. It's a cool aesthetic as well. So it's like if you're into that and it's fine, it should be fine. Like as long as she's not doing literal human sacrifices, you should be good. Well, you could argue that people who look to the heavens can think that too. Gibster thinks wrong is right. Like if you look at America, like they're wanting a sort of like like a religious state, like, and they're using that to justify doing heinous things to people. So, quite a bit about demonology, and they don't sacrifice. Okay, I mean, yeah, I hope everyone's fine. She knows demons are bad guys, but she really likes that Raven is a demon, but chooses to be good. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of gray area when it comes to stuff like that, and it's like as long as like there's nothing wrong. Yeah, I get the feeling if you ever show your daughter Adventure Time, she'd probably really like Marceline because she's like the daughter of a demon, and she's not even like she's not the like the ideal role model, but she's also not evil. She's actively on the side of good. So, you know. Well, Adventure Time, I think, is something for like probably like 10-year-old kids. I don't know how old your kid is. I don't know how old your kid is, but I would say watching Adventure Time, like a young person could watch it, but like the later seasons get a bit fairly dark for kids TV, so it's like I would say that's the recommendation. But yeah, she hasn't seen Adventure Time. She's 6. Yeah, I would say wait on that a little bit, but like it is a good show. I highly recommend it. It's probably one of the best kids shows I've ever seen. The thing is with Hazbin, I mean, I guess you could like argue that Hazbin Hotel, like, okay, everyone's in hell, but like, it really what your definition of being in hell is like, and your definition of morality is like, oh, you're in hell because you didn't qualify for heaven, but what are the qualifications for heaven? That's the thing. Because a lot of people say just if your existence is this certain way, you're automatically going to hell, which is like maybe that's why a lot of them are there. But Yeah, I don't know too much about Hazbin Hotel. I saw the pilot, was interested to see more, heard a lot of things about the creator, heard a lot of things about the show itself and creative decisions they took, and regardless of how well they pulled them off, I'm not vibing with it. Like I watched I watched this YouTube channel called Council of Geeks, run by this run by a gender fluid American, a non-binary American. She's called Vera, and yeah, she like basically made a video using Hazbin Hotel as a springboard, and like I already pretty much agreed with all of the points because of how informed I was on the topic as an outsider. Um, I actually did inform myself of certain issues discussed in the video. And I'm walking around the subject matter because like it's a controversial topic. Yeah, the main point of the show is that people can change, and that's I appreciate that. It's just there's certain depictions of certain things that I'm just like, ooh, maybe one of the people that should change in this world are the creative team, because of like decisions representing certain cultures, representing people who do a certain line of work in a way that kind of feeds into a negative trope that sure can happen, but is not the overall experience, and that trope can be used to harm people. There's just a lot of things that the show does, from what I've heard, that like can be harmful in the grand scheme of things. So it's like, yeah, you know what episode I'm talking about? It's like from the perspective of the YouTuber that I watched, Vera did say that it did what it was trying to do well, but what it was trying to do feeds into a narrative that overall can be harmful. Uh, yeah, there was the controversy over Alaster. One of my favorite, and this is going to be tangential, but one of my favorite film series is James Bond. Let's just say the last time I watched Live and Let Die, Roger Moore's first film, Live and Let Die. Oh, I'm trying to remember what the director's name was. I can't remember, but Live and Let Die, Roger Moore's first Bond film, released 1973, and it was quite awkward to watch, mainly because of how it tackles voodoo, and considering like considering that was a film made in the early 70s. That was a film made like over 50 years ago. And yet, like, it feels like some parts of society haven't moved on from like treating something as closed as a cultural thing as voodoo. You know, it's just something that I think people should be like, if you're gonna do it, and I don't think you shouldn't. I don't think it should be a case of you shouldn't. It's a case of you shouldn't unless you've got a lot of like people, or like if you've consulted the right people. Like I feel a bit iffy about how like my favorite show, Doctor Who, is handling certain topics, and it's like it's not a case of I think they're doing it badly, and I definitely think it's meaning well, and I don't think it's doing anything wrong in the text necessarily. However, the approach can be a bit questionable, and maybe there should be like actual like disabled writers or trans writers having a just going over the script editing process rather than a 6-year-old gay man versus like a late 30s gay man, and that's it. And it's like obviously it's going to be progressive because like of the way these people have grown up, and having spoken to one of them in the past, yeah, I fully trust them creatively. It's just a case of like it's you start to see that, like, because someone is older, it's a generational thing. It's like, okay, maybe you should have other people you are talking to, or clarify that these are other people you are talking to. But at the same time, I feel like some people are too quick to villainize. So I think it's a balance, you know? A lot of people don't realize how important cartoons are actually. They are usually the first time kids are introduced to different topics. Specifically, useful to introduce heavy topics in a safe environment. From what I've heard of, like, something like Bluey, like, that is already like a good starting point for kids. And it's like, yeah, we've all got to be careful about how we, like, raise our kids. I don't know if I'm ever going to have kids, but, like, I have a nephew, I have a niece. I do have my concerns. I think, um yeah, I so obviously, like, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna partially, at least, raise some kids. Not like entirely, but yeah, you know. Yeah, heavy topics in a safe environment. Obviously, like, there's been a lot of controversy in terms of it, like, because, like, oh, drag queen story time, oh, drag queens are too sexual. Like, no, as when it comes to, like, queer topics, for example, and this is something that I am a very strong I very strongly believe, because I am queer. I do believe, like, it is beneficial to teach kids about queer people's existences, but I think there is a very simple way of doing that without going into, like, the sexuality behind sexuality. Because I do think, yeah, maybe hold off on talking to kids about what goes on in the bedroom, but what goes on in public, like, is gonna they're gonna encounter that someday. So of course, teaching them that it's okay, I think, is a good thing. And I think, kid shows are important with that. And, drag queen story time. Yeah, drag queens can be inherently vulgar, but, like, people are saying, oh, they're, like, predatory, blah 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 blah. And then when a beloved drag queen dies, they're like, oh, they were beloved. And I'm like, but this person literally, like, what's the difference between them and anyone else? And it's like, oh, that person wasn't sexual. That was the most sexual drag queen that just died. So what are you on about? It's like, I just think people are silly. After learning about the Elastra controversy, I did kind of get scared about my own one, which has voodoo elements. Look, if you're gonna do something like that, get someone who is more into, or who is more inside the voodoo world, and discuss with them. If you can't, maybe don't. That's my suggestion. It's okay. It's a case of, if you are extremely well researched, then sure, but just don't be offensive. That's the thing. And, like, you may not be trying to, and we can all make mistakes, but if you can avoid making those mistakes, that's probably for the best. Yeah, sharing things in a respectful way, and not in a way that damages, defames things. Yes, completely. Because, like, so it's like there are a lot of tropes that you can accidentally make, like, and yeah, sure, but, like, the more you add to that trope, the more it normalizes that perception. And, like, that is why I feel like if I were to make a villainous character, I wouldn't make them disabled, because that, or if they are, they wouldn't be the only villain. And there would be a good guy to counteract that. Like, it's, because, like, so many people look at disability and think, oh, I am scared of that. And I think disabled villains do go into that. So it's like, yeah. Oh, in your culture, they do have a lot of voodoo and hoodoo. You can discuss things, talk together, like that. Gibster, you have an opportunity, Oni boy. You have an opportunity to, like, teach people that, do it, do it. Like, this will be beneficial for the world, I guess. Is an amputee a disability? Yes. Disability is something that stops you from being able to do things that I hate to use the word, but normal people do. Like something that someone could typically do. If you are unable to do that, that's counted as a disability. So, like for example, like being in a wheelchair doesn't necessarily mean you can't walk. That is a misconception. But if you need a wheelchair, that is to aid you in movement, which means your movement is somewhat impaired. Heck, needing glasses is technically a disability because it means your vision is impaired. Needing a hearing, being deaf, not having the same amount of limbs as anyone else, having deformities in your limbs, like, and even stuff like neurodivergence, like autism, ADHD, that sort of thing. I think it does fall under the Disability Act in the UK, as it should, because it can lead to certain issues, like how looking for jobs, funnily enough, being neurodivergent, you respond to certain things in different ways, and those different ways are the ways that jobs are actually not looking for. So yeah, that's just kind of a systemically ableist system, looking for jobs. I'm not taking it personally, but it's just making it difficult, Uh okay, you asked the uh yeah, so you asked about the amputee thing because you have an anti-hero character who's lost his arm. An anti-hero's fine because they're still a hero. They're not a villain. It's specifically the trope is the evil cripple. That's what it's called on TV tropes. And basically what it means is they are the villain, they are disabled. So someone like Blofeld from James Bond, or how you would imagine Blofeld, like Donald Pleasance's Blofeld specifically. Like Davros from Doctor Who, Captain Hook is another one. Who else? Like if there's a villain with a scar, that counts. Even something like a prominent scar counts. So even though I don't think having a scar necessarily disables you, it does make you look different in a way that a disability also would. And yeah, I don't know if that would count, but is being on the spectrum of disability? Well, yeah, being neurodiverse is technically a disability. I mean, one could say, "Oh, it's a superpower," but let's just say, um, I think last time I was playing through Y, like in my last session, like I encountered a Wobbuffet, and that somehow made me have a breakdown. And after that, I just couldn't speak for a good few minutes, like even when I tried. So, like some people who say autism's a superpower, yeah, my superpower of being able to talk about Pokemon for like 10 hours straight, or Doctor Who for 10 hours straight. I've got two powers, and my greatest weakness is being like inept at like existence. So like, okay, people who say autism is bad, I don't know, but it's not something that necessarily is a detriment to like my day-to-day existence. It can cause issues, and it makes certain things more difficult. But yeah, I would say I'm relatively lucky because I can pick up social cues. I've learned to. I can mask pretty well, which isn't a good thing, but it can make life easier. It's just a bit sadder that I have to not be myself sometimes. But like, I always act like myself, and it's just like I always like try and restrain things in the right direction, and it's just something that comes second nature. So some people, if they say like, "Oh, you don't look autistic," there's a fucking reason for that. Like, uh, yeah, like, you know, yeah, like if you're making a character that's on the spectrum, and you are on the spectrum yourself, that's easier. I don't think I made any explicit characters beyond, or make any characters explicitly on the spectrum in Chronio, mainly because to me, I just don't see. It's not that I don't see the point in representation. I just don't see how I could do it. Like, because it's a lot easier to do something like, I don't know, like ethnically diverse or gender diverse characters, like, because the thing is, you can make a character look like whatever you want and then just give them whatever pronoun you want and then done. That's already like, if something's a bit off there, they're queer, like, done. Like, but with like someone on the spectrum, if you would have to very like go in deep with their character, and even then, it's like, it's hard to really like make a very explicit remark about it. I don't know. It's very subtle, and I don't think Pokemon's the medium where I would try and do that. But like, here's the thing: you can headcanon every Chronio character is neurodiverse, apart from like the villains. They're all neurotypicals. And then boom, like I'm happy with that. Like I can, like all of them can be like that, you know. Um. Also, in Luca, the father was the toughest character and had a vestigial arm. Yeah, yeah. By the way, I made the gym leader only have one arm. Maxwell, the electric type gym leader. And here's the thing about him. I deliberately omitted discussing why he only has one arm. I think I not so deliberately omitted the fact that he has one arm. Like, I didn't speak about it because you could see it. And it's like, there wasn't really anything to talk about unless if I described why. I don't have a reason, like, why. I have no lore reason because I purposefully left that out because I'm like, it's none of your business. He could have been born with it. He could have lost it. Why do you need to know? All you need to know is that he has one arm, and yeah, there would be accommodations for that, but that's it. That is it. Like, the only thing you need to know is something that's quite obvious to see. So that's why I'm like, do you know what? I don't see the point in saying anything. Um, yeah, I think the main thing that I want to try and improve on is like diversity in body type, because Pike is the only like particularly large character in Chronio. I tried to make Anastasia like um also larger, but like her dress covers up most of her body, so it's like, yeah, she's like it without it, like in the early stages of like getting her done, like, yeah, like her body was sketched out and it was like you could see that it was chubbier than most of the female characters, but like it wasn't that, she wasn't that large, but she also wasn't as like skinny as everyone else. But then her dress covered it all up, so it's like you can't tell. Yeah, usually villains have some type of hurdle that they can't overcome. Writers just like choosing things that are visual. Yeah, writers choose things that are visual mainly because it's shorthand. So like, people have learned that, oh, if you look different, that's scary. And that sort of thing is why like Lovecraft's work is the way it is why like Captain Hook is the way it is. Instead of having a hand, he has like something sharp that he can hurt you with. Like with I Blofeld wasn't actually originally going to have any like facial disfigurement. It's like the actor said, "I want to have it because it will be good for my performance," and then they just let him have it, and I'm like, okay, weirdo. Because like every other depiction of Blofeld, never had that until the Daniel Craig era of James Bond, like 50 years later. And they only gave him a scar, probably to reference Donald Pleasance's performance, but they gave Christoph Waltz a disfigurement that also made one of his eyes not good. and they did that as a plot point, but he didn't start out as that. So I don't think that's as bad. If you actually show the villains already evil and then give them the disfigurement, I don't think that's necessarily bad. I just wouldn't have done that. I would have just let Christoph Waltz speak for himself, which they didn't. Which they only did. They chose that with the writing as well, which was not a good thing. But then you get like Davros, who they wanted to like make him close to his creations because which works by putting him in like a wheelchair unit thing that's shaped like a Dalek. Like, okay, now you can see he's ideologically similar, as well as having like the eye in the center, and they're fighting in a war. It would have been good if like other characters had disfigurements in Genesis of the Daleks. It would have been good, but like only Davros doesn't, the most evil person there that isn't a Dalek. No, if they look diverse, they're gonna steal your purse. Yeah, they say that because they're probably racist. Yeah, using people avoid the face for heroes because it can make things look busy or cluttered. Honestly, like making a hero's face dirty or bloody, like is a trope that I'm kind of bored with. Like, not gonna lie, but like at the same time, it does sort of distract from that negative trope, I guess. There's another with Amnesia. The characters don't have one, and the characters either don't have one, or and their problems are with their habits, or it's a character that I haven't written more for yet. Right. I definitely want to make every like good character, or as many like non-antagonist characters in my Fake Mon work in general, including in my next region, including in Orpiment as well. Basically be somewhat diverse. I can't believe this derailed into like a topic about diversity. I'm gonna double check again. This is good, right? Visually speaking, it won't be as dark as this. It'll be 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But the volume's good too, right? Once you're up there, you spot the box art legend in the distance again, before heading inside the opening act. Once you do that, yeah, diversity is a nice thing to talk about. Until you enter the town of Ben Cairn, which is inside. We are not talking about my dance. The video looks a bit. From this point on, what does it look a bit? You will now have to pay to use the Pokemon Center. Good luck. You also find like, is it like a lower frame rate? Because I don't think I can fix that. Yeah, diversity is good when it's not just shoved into check a box. I don't think there's anything wrong with having it like check a box. If like everything's diverse. I don't think there's anything I can do about the frame rate. But yeah, like the way I view diversity is if it's neutral at worst, the exposure is good enough, I think. Because when people are exposed to something more, it's normalized more. So as long as it's non-negative, it's fine. One could argue that like it's just for a box ticking exercise, but like I think it only really happens when people like try and pat themselves on the back for it. But I don't think like I don't know. I'm from the UK, and like on the regular, I see like when I head into like a big town on the regular, I see plenty of like people of color. I see like plenty of people with dyed hair. There's a good chance someone that I talk to might be like queer. Like there's plenty of different people about. Some of them may have a disability. Some of them may have a prominent disability. Who knows? Like that's just something. A lot of American shows do it. Well, I don't know about that. I don't watch many American shows. The ones that I've seen, are fine. It's like I don't think in the UK any like diversity stuff is has really been all that forced. It's like certain things need to have attention drawn to it, like actively positively, but like when there's a person of color on screen, I don't care. When there's someone with a disability on screen, and if it's not like brought up unless if it comes up, and okay, like Doctor Who lately, has introduced a new trans character, a new wheelchair user character. Both of those things were quite prominent, but it was mainly to bring up those issues a bit more. But like these characters are characters within themselves, and like their existence isn't just to parade that aspect of their existence. They have plot relevance, they have character traits, they are people. And like that's the with gym leaders in Pokemon, that's a bit harder to do because you only get so limited exposure. All right, Gibster. I don't know how much longer I'll be streaming. I might head out soon myself. But yeah. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with just having people there to normalize something. Like it's yeah. If it's done poorly, it's done poorly, and I think everyone can agree when something's done poorly. But usually I feel like they only feel forced when it's like they're drawn attention to for no good reason. Like, admittedly, Doctor Who also had a bad example because there was like years ago, there was an episode. I think it was 5 years ago. There was an episode where like someone said someone said they had a boyfriend, and like less than 30 seconds later they were dead. And that just felt like they didn't even need to say they had a partner. They didn't even need to have a quip. They didn't even need to be a character. They could have just they were just fodder. But then they were like, "Oh, let's just say that," and I'm just like, that is bad representation, and therefore, but it's bad representation that didn't need to be representation, so it feels even more forced. I don't know. I'm all for being woke. Being woke is great, but like that is not it. That is not woke. That is weirdly anti-woke, but in a way that the anti-woke brigade would still hate because a gay person's on screen. Because they hate it when gay people are on screen, when people of color are on screen, when disabled people are on screen, when like trans people are on screen. They just hate it when people that aren't like cis het white able-bodied men are on screen. Yeah, like the thing is, I think American television does like it kind of comes across as content farming a lot of the time for me. Like from what I see. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with I diverse cast. I don't think there's anything wrong with promoting diversity. I don't think there's anything wrong with even like having a checkbox in theory. It's just drawing attention to it for like no character related reason, no story related reason. Just yeah, admittedly, yeah. Because like I don't think it's that bad for a character to remind people that like they are not straight. If, for example, yeah, that's impacting how they're interacting with people, how it's impacting their like if someone's if it's impacting how they're interacting with people, then yeah, like if someone's going on a date, then okay, they'd be going, if they're gay, then they're going on a date with the same gender, that's not I think that is natural. And if they keep saying to people, "I'm gay," like if it's in response to someone coming onto them and it's not a compatible thing, it's like, "Oh no, sorry, I'm gay. I'm or I'm a lesbian. I'm only into women. Or I'm not into men," like that sort of thing. Or if it's like, because I remember An even earlier point in Doctor Who, like, oh god, like 7 years ago, one of the main characters was a lesbian, and it was a big part of her identity, and she kept having to come out to people because they kept hitting on her. And then in like the last episode she was on, and yeah, sorry I keep bringing up Doctor Who. It's just like, you know, I think there's a lot of good case studies in it, and I think about the show a lot. But like in her final episode, she properly comes out to the Doctor, as like the last thing she says before they both might get killed. And people say that's forced, and considering it feels like it's the culmination of their arc together, of her feeling more comfortable around him than her own family, that's fine. That's fine. It has a purpose. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I try to watch different kinds of shows and films, but but like, if my option is, do I watch Doctor Who or do I not do that? I tend to go for the former because no, it's my little it's my Oogie Scoogie Blue Box show. Yeah, and your family have a wide rainbow of people. You just find it disruptive when it just doesn't make sense to what's going on. I don't think it needs to make sense to what's going on. I just feel like it needs to like have some form of like purpose personally. If it's being drawn attention to, because these things don't need to be drawn attention to necessarily all of the time. Like, for example, if you're showing something with a bunch of couples, the odd one could be a same-sex couple, like could be a gay couple. In a group of people, you can have the like a good handful of them be a person of color, and or like, you know, you can have the odd trans person in there, you can have the odd disabled person in there. Like, and these people could even be major characters, so it's not, yeah. Do job or watch Doctor Who? Well, considering I still need to find a job, I've been looking. I do want a job. Job seekers allowance can only get me so much money. Yeah. But yeah, it was nice to have a talk. I'm gonna end the stream now because yeah. But okay, so gonna what percentage of I mean, I could fiddle about with it tomorrow, worst comes to worst, with audio, but I think visually this is working. My lighting isn't good. It was good at the start of the stream, but yeah. Right, I'll see you all tomorrow and maybe Thursday as well. I might be streaming Thursday because it's my birthday, and why not hang out with people? You know? Why not hang out with you all? But yeah, but I'm definitely going to be streaming tomorrow for sure because I'm not missing that direct. Right. See you guys then. Goodbye.